Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I apologize for the terrible last video where I accidentally hit slow motion. I did sort of fix the sound in the editing tools, but I'm not really sure how to fix the video yet, and by the time I would have fixed it, you guys would not be able to find the products that I was trying to tell you about. Somebody else would have bought it, so I wanted to go ahead and get the video out. Anyway, I accidentally hit slow motion record. What can I tell you? So this is Korean. I'm just showing you the different sides. The seller is Value Goods, and 99.5% feedback on a junk ton of product. Now I will show you this. They have a place there for that you can remove the sticker, but when you do, it says void. So it's supposed to, help you not have to worry about resealing. That's what it's supposed to do. Anyway, they had about, and remember they had a lot of good feedback, but they had about 12 negative feedback. These are Korean, by the way. Obsidian Flames, Korean version, which is Ruler of the Black Flame. The 12, most of the 12 bad feedbacks were about accusations of resealing. So we're going to take a really good hard look at these. I've ordered from before and haven't noticed anything like that. So we'll see. I don't suspect them, but if we don't get anything, we'll know, I guess. I am gonna sort of double check. And that's why I'm taking a little bit longer doing this. I want to take a look. Sometimes it doesn't have the serial numbers on it like it should, and that's just part of, it's Korean, so sometimes they don't have things where they're supposed to. Korean packs are printed in Korea, whereas other Asian packs are printed in Japan, and the print is the printing process is a lot better in Japan. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this like this. I'm gonna check both ends for the gluing process. I'm just doing my due diligence. That is, although it's harder to open than it should be, I don't see any glue residue, so we'll put it that way. There's a little bit of this stuff right there, but I have seen that happen before. So we're going to take a look. The pulls we should be getting are not exact because it's Korean. However, one thing that troubles me about this particular seller, even though I haven't had a problem with them in the past, is they're one of these sellers that they want to trumpet and won't stop talking about, oh, it's not worth it to reseal in Korean. It's not blah, blah, blah. Oh my God, be quiet. You say it once, cool, but every time anybody has a complaint, dude, come on. We all know that any language is not worth resealing if it's the right product. Now, maybe not in this, because the only good hits, or as far as money goes, would be well, there's a regular hollow. Is I want to say the illustration rare Charizard, and then maybe the secret rare Charizard. Anything else is probably going to be under $10. So you don't really have a lot of expensive cards in here yet, but if you're the kind of person that likes to do it, you like to do it. I don't know. But like I say, I haven't had a problem. I have ordered from before, haven't had a problem with them. It's just that they sure are very, they sure do like to sing the praises of, it's impossible to reseal Korean because it's not worth it. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. particularly if you were talking about, you know, Evolving Skies. I got something there. Let's see what we're talking about. It's an EX. It's a nice, probably not expensive, but it is an EX. It's a little bit textured. Double rare. Yeah. So there's an EX. I certainly would count it as a hit. So we're gonna sleeve it. You are not guaranteed in Korean a secret rare. You'd know that if you watched Crystal Collect's channel, like you should be. Anyway, we're gonna push this down here. There were a few feedbacks that said that the seller didn't package well, but I haven't found that to be true at all. In my case anyway. And again, I want to emphasize, I've mentioned bad feedback a couple of times, but this guy had thousands and thousands of good, well, not thousands, but a huge amount of good feedback and only 12 bad feedback. I mean, you can see it's 99.5%, so only 0.5, half a percent of negative. Here's an art rare, and it's pretty cool looking. Again, I kind of know for sure it's not worth that much, because really there's only 2 cards in the set that are worth that much. Still, pretty nice card. And again, I want to say I've ordered from before, and I think I've ordered Eevee Heroes from before, and I've got the pulls I was supposed to get. Certainly didn't get a secret rare, but I did get the 6 usual hits where you usually get around approximately 3 V maxes and 3 Vs. So, oh, and another thing, they've been accused of fake cards. What I think what has happened is you have some people that are used to getting Japanese product, they ordered Korean product, and the quality's not the same. That's what I think happened. But I'm going to, if I can remember it, and don't forget like I always do, I'm going to find a double common in here somewhere and rip it so that you can see whether it's, you know, legit or not. There's a regular hollow. I'm not going to count that as a hit, but I'm going to, I'll go through my bulk here in a minute and see what's going on with ripping a card, so you can see that it's not completely white. Yeah, I'll explain what I'm talking about. At the time, you're probably familiar, but just in case you aren't, if you take one of your doubles that's a common and rip it, you should not be seeing a white cardboard all the way through. There should be, in English, like a dark, very thin black line, and then in Asian you should be seeing either gray or blue in the middle. So there's a regular hollow. Put that there. Now there's other ways, if you buy single cards, to shine a light through the back of it, and it looks a certain way if it's fake, and it looks a certain way if it's real. So what you do, it's hard for me to explain, but the best way to explain it is get you some cards that you know are real, shine a light through the back of it, see what it looks like, then get the card in question and compare, and if it looks a lot different, that's not good news. I mean, I would use another couple of methods, but still, that's your indication usually. But if you get a pack, you can just use, there's a regular hollow. You can usually just take one of your commons, rip it, and then you can tell. I like to use one of the commons that I have duplicates of. I mean, I use my commons. I take a good bit and make some bulk out of it with some hits and package them, sell them at an antique store. Oh, there's a EX, so that's cool. And then a lot of times I will, I do some delivery. So when there's kids there, I'll give them some packs I've made that have a bunch of my doubles, bulk, and also good cards. Because if I've got 4 or 5 of the same card, and I usually do, so. Because a lot of times kids don't. I always hear, "Oh, the poor children, they can't afford anything, and all these adults, they buy it, wah, wah." Yeah, I'm giving these cards away, so if you could just chill out with that. I mean, I give them to kids, so, just put a sock in it. Anyway, now, most of the bigger hits I keep. But even a big hit, if I've got a whole ton of them, and occasionally I won't say a big hit, but what looks like a big hit. Now this is one of the better cards. It's not money wise. Again, you pretty much got to get one of those Charizards I was talking about, but still, it's an art rare, so pretty good hit. I'd say top 5 probably, my guess. So not too bad. Yeah. Yeah, I've put together a little thing for the kids that I come into contact with through church or through community stuff or yard sales or what. I mean, there's always some kids running around with no money and they're trying to beg their parents into something, and their parents ain't going to spend money, and probably their only chance to ever get any cards. So let's see, that's a regular holo. Usually, I mean, I've opened what I like to call, what are they called? Proxy cards. Usually proxy cards are they don't fit well with the set they're supposed to be in. Like you'll find some cards that are not in the right set in there. And of course you can do the rip test on it, but proxy cards are good if you are in a small tournament. I think I mentioned it before. If you're in a small tournament and they will let you do this, you can, only small tournaments usually, you can use proxy cards if you have the real card and you explain to the person putting on the tournament, I want to use this, but I don't want to damage it. Can I just use this proxy card and display the real card? Sometimes they'll let you do that, and then also if the proxy cards are cheap enough, you can just bring a junk ton of the proxy cards, let everybody use them if they want to. I mean, as long as you're not trying to straight up use fake cards in a tournament and make everybody believe that you've got the real cards. I mean, that usually is an issue in big time tournaments. They want official cards. They just don't want their reputation sullied, so they want official cards the whole time. Now this is one of the better hits here. Yeah, let's see. It's a secret art rare, so there you go. I mean, it's not one of the top 2 cards because those are, as far as money goes, bigger money, around 50 or 30. So I don't know what that's worth, maybe 10 or 15, but again, it's one of the better cards. So it's a pretty good hit there. Yeah, as long as these are legitimate cards, I got no complaints with this. So it looks like the guy is legitimate. Yeah, there's an EX. But again, we'll give it the final look at the end of the video when we rip a card. But yeah, I don't think we have to worry about that. I will. I don't like the way that they open, but I've tried it with a few other sellers. This type of Korean, I've run into the same thing. So it's not just this guy. It's occasionally some of the sets in Korean are just hard to open, and sometimes they're very easy to open. So I mean, it's not you don't get consistent quality with the Korean like you would Japanese, Chinese, Thai, any other cards. This is one of the reasons why usually Korean's pretty cheap. I want to say this box was like 23 bucks. I mean, that's pretty cheap, and it should be. It's Korean. You're not gonna, I mean, you know, resale value on most sets in Korean much lower. Oh, there you go. You got an art rare, so that's cool. Put that there. I think I got it already, but maybe not in Korean. I think I got it in Japanese, but we'll see. Certainly one of the ones I'll probably give away if I've got a double of it. Even though it's cool looking, it's probably only like $3 or something, I'm guessing. I'm having to guess. I don't know. Certainly qualifies as a hit. Okay, another hit in that one. Let's see what we got. I don't usually put out this many videos in one evening, but I was just really unhappy and disgusted with myself that I screwed up that last video. The record and the slow motion record button are right beside each other on my phone. And having to fight with this, there's an EX. Having to fight with this little holder that holds my video in place. Yeah, that was a disaster. And normally if something like that happens, I just don't worry about it. I just open a different box. But since we were talking about being able to find XY era packs in CVS, I was determined to get the video out quick so that you guys can go buy if you want before people jump in front of you and get it out from under you. Here's an EX, a little bit textured, pretty good. So I think we're getting some pretty decent hits out of here. The only thing that would be better is to get the top one or two pulls, which are Charizards. And the third best Charizard is only worth a couple bucks, but and I'm just going by there's easy rankings you can look at on TCG Player, which is something I suggest you take a look at. Pretty cool. That's just regular holo. Last two packs. And we'll see how many hits we got out of here, which I think is pretty good for what we got. I mean, remember, you paid, not you, but me, I paid 23 bucks for this box. So for these kind of hits, pretty good. Pretty good deal. And it might take me a minute, just a minute, to look through these last pack magic, maybe. Actually, I'm going to try, I think I'm going to try opening it this way. And I'm going to pull apart the pack. Although I don't think I'm going to be able to see what I'm wanting to see anyway. But I should do that a little slower. Regular holo. Okay, so let's see what we got. I'm just going to do another couple of these. Sure is hard to open compared to some of these, but yeah, I don't see any evidence of re-gluing or anything. It's just normally, sometimes that issue is hard to open. That's why I use scissors. So we'll take a look at our hits, and I'll pause on the what I guess would call major hits, although I didn't get one of the top two cards. Still some pretty good ones, so I guess I would count that one. Oh, definitely this one, maybe that one, Yeah, oh, these are just regular. Okay, yeah, that's just regular stuff there. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. They got 4 pretty good hits, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 legitimate hits. I mean, you know, those are legitimate. Not gonna bring you a lot of money. And these are the kind of cards where they might not bring you a lot of money, but you probably are going to search for these if you don't pull them to add them to your collection. So we'll put it that way. Now, right before I leave, I'm going to take a look here, try to find. Hold on. Try to find something. I don't want to rip Eevee. I know that's, you know. Oh, this thing's ugly monstrosity. I think I'll rip this thing. I'm sure I will encounter it later. So let's take a look at the card. As you can see, you have this sort of gray blue area here, and there's a thin, I don't know if you can see it, there's a thin white line here and a thin white line there. That is putting the top cardboard and the bottom cardboard in between a third piece of cardboard, and that makes it much more difficult for people to counterfeit. If you look at cards off of AliExpress or Temu that are proxy cards, you will see that it is completely white all the way through when you rip it. Anyway, value goods, no matter what people say, I've never had a problem with them. I've ordered 2 or 3 times from them, and I actually haven't received the top hit yet out of their thing, but I've always received the hits I'm supposed to get. So we'll put it that way. And I've only ordered like 3 times, so you know, pretty good, I think. Anyway. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Thanks for watching.